Coral reproduction and colonization. Corals have evolved a remarkable range of reproductive strategies to survive in the highly dynamic ocean environment. Coral can reproduce through sexual and asexual means. It can demonstrate different strategies in accordance with the phases of their colonization. Healthy coral colonies will release gametes during synchronized spawning. There are two forms of sexual reproduction in corals. They are through internal or external fertilization. 80% of hermatypic corals adapt to external fertilization, where their spawn is fertilized in the surrounding fluid environment. Coral has to spawn in immense quantities for this strategy to be successful. Time and frequency of spawning differs from one geographical location and another. This external fertilization strategy is also called broadcast spawning. Another sexual reproduction strategy for corals is by internal fertilization or brooding. Hermaphroditic corals that possess both male and female organs can fertilize their eggs internally and releases zygotes that will turn into a planula when they are released into the sea. As the planula raises towards the surface, they will disperse in the ocean currents. In this planktonic phase of the coral life cycle, they will become food to fishes and planktivores. This explains why planktivores like these damselfish congregate directly above the reefs. The planula undergone another transformation while adrift in the ocean currents. They transformed into gastrula and changed shape into a spherical body with one mouth. When this transformation takes place, the gastrula begins to lose its buoyancy and settles to the seafloor. If they escape from bottom grazers, they will begin metamorphosis and calcify onto the substrate. They transformed into a coral polyp. Here on, the polyp will begin to grow a colony through asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction in corals is called budding. There are two types of budding in corals, internal and external. External development is called extratentacular budding, and it occurs on the peripheral of the colony. Extratentacular budding occurs during initial growth, and it also occurs when coral is colonizing the space around them. Internal development of polyp is called intratentacular budding. This occurs in the middle of the colony. The polyp can divide itself into two and form new polyps within the colony. The reproduction phases of coral and its colonization continues, completing the sexual, planktonic, and asexual cycles. This far we have covered one cycle in the reproductive strategy of corals. Now it is time to see how colonization of reefs takes place. Large coral colonies can propagate themselves onto the surrounding seafloor through fragmentation. Fragmentation that is triggered internally is called autotomy. Environmental conditions can also contribute toward natural propagation of corals. Water movement, storm surges, gravity and seafloor movements can cause coral colony breakup or topple. Broken fragments from these breakups or toppled colonies will calcify on new substrate and begin populating its surroundings, completing the coral reproduction and colonization of the reef.